Hey guys, welcome back to another video. You don't know, say it's Dems here. Today's video, guys, I will be answering a very important question: how to balance school and work as an international student in Canada. This is a very popular question, guys, especially the fact that you can only work 20 hours as an international student, right? So you know the drill already. If you're new here, guys, please go ahead and subscribe. We are at 1,050 subscribers. Help us to reach 1,100 by the end of this video. If you're a returning subscriber, big up on yourself. Real MVP. Stay tuned. Welcome back, guys. So let me first begin by saying this is not going to be a very long video. I know I have a tendency to go on and on and on and on and on. This is intended to be a short video, so hopefully you guys can stick it out until the end. So before I begin, I always try to start with a recap for all the persons who are new or the persons who are tuning into my channel for the first time. So my name is Demar and I'm living in Canada. I came to Canada with my wife and my daughter in 2019. I was an international student then. I'm no longer an international student. I'm currently a full-time worker on my way to becoming a permanent resident of beautiful Canada. Now let's go back in time. You are coming to Canada as an international student, or you are here as an international student and you want to know how to balance work, how to balance school, especially because you can work 20 hours a week, right? So I can only talk based on my own experiences, guys, and also based on friends and other persons who were actually an international student as well. How did they cope? How did they balance work with school? Right. So the first thing I would like to say is your work, whatever it is, has to be in coincidence. I'm not sure what is the right word, but it has to be around your studies. The number one reason why you're here as an international student is to study, so you can't forget that, right? It doesn't matter how nice the job is or high paying the job is. Your number one reason as an international student is to go to school and make sure, say, boy, you get that out of the way, right? So you want to know that, okay, then you have to be in school as a full-time student to be eligible for a postgraduate work permit, which is very important. Now, in order to be considered full-time, you have to be enrolled in at least 3 courses per semester, which is 9 credits. So you have to be doing 9 credits per semester in order to be full-time. So if you fall off of that 9 credit, or you fall off outside of those 3 courses, guys, then it's going to affect you in the future when you're trying to apply for your postgraduate work permit. So that's very important. You want to make sure that you are enrolled in at least 9 credits per semester, right? Now, depending on the program that you're doing, guys, you have to do a certain amount of credits in order to finish within the perimeter of your study permit, right? You want to make sure that you have all of those logistics work out before you start look at work. Very important. So say for example you have to do 5 courses per semester in order to complete your diploma, certificate, or whatever it is that you're doing on time, right? You have to make sure, say, you map out that already. After you map out that, guys, you submit a schedule. Well, not submit a schedule, you create a schedule, right? Most colleges and universities, you can create a schedule months in advance. Like for example, school open September, you can create a schedule as early as May, right? So you create a schedule, right? You create a schedule months before school starts. So you look at the schedule and say, okay, then we're doing 5 courses, 4 courses, or 3 courses, depending on your own individual studies. So based on that schedule, guys, then you're gonna look at job in and around that. Now, I was very fortunate enough, guys, to have a very flexible work schedule. So everybody know by now, I'm working on a bank, right? So when I just came here, I wasn't working in a bank. I was a business development, I wouldn't say manager, but I was a business development, very high position with the United Way Alberta Northwest here in Alberta. However, guys, that's a very, very good job, but that's a job that I had to let go because it was coinciding with my studies. Based on what the job required, it required a lot of hours outside of the traditional 9 to 5 hours. So, I finish school 5 o'clock and then I have meeting 7 o'clock and then I have assignment 9 o'clock, and then that was a little bit stressful for me. So because of that, I had to give up that job. Very, very good job. Very, very good job. I really loved it. I did it for a few months. I started it in September and then I went up to the end of November. because I realized that that job was then becoming an hindrance with my studies, right? And obviously, as I said, your studies is the most important reason why you're here. So then, after fast forward now, I decided that I wanted a job that, okay, then when I left work. And that was when I decided, you know what, I have a lot of experience in banking, in finance and stuff like that. So I look at bank work, long and short. So at the time when I looked at bank work, I was looking for a teller job, because I'm like, okay, then as a teller, you know, so when I don't work. So I got employed as a part-time teller, right? So my schedule then was I had classes in the morning and in the afternoon. I only could have worked 20 hours a week, which was 4 hours a day. So at that point in time, I didn't have any classes between 10 and 2. So I went to work 10 and I left work at 2. I was very fortunate to have bosses who, you know, was very flexible and stuff like that. So for example, if I have an exam and stuff, I could talk to them and then I could get the day off, or I could do the exam and then come and work, or go to work and then, you know, work it out. So I was very fortunate to do that. But then again, guys, not everybody is going to be in the same position that I was in. So let's talk generally. What a lot of my classmates had to do. A lot of my classmates had to work on weekends only, and also at some evenings. Like, you can only work 20 hours a week, guys. Only 20 hours a week while school is in session. So my suggestion is, if you are unable to get a job that I got, which is flexible around your schedule, of course you should create a schedule before, so you know which hours and which day. Some days I might can go work from 10 o'clock to 2 o'clock, and then other days I might can go work from 12 o'clock to 4 o'clock, based on how your class schedules are set up. No, if your class schedule is jam-packed for the entire week and you have classes from 8 o'clock to 5 o'clock and there's no break in between, I would suggest that 1, you look a weekend job, or 2, you look a night job, right? You can only work 20 hours a week, guys, and I'm emphasizing that because it's very important. 20 hours a week is very easy to do. So if you get a job that you can work on weekend, that's 10 hours Saturday and 10 hours Sunday. But then again, you probably want a little time for break. So not everybody can do that. Even though really and truly 10 hours for 2 days a week not really hard. But you can work it out in such a way that, okay, then if you know, so boy, your class is finish at 3:30, you can probably look one of them hotel front desk job there, guys. Of course, I have a video where I talk about the best or the easiest jobs to get without qualification or experiences here in Canada. Say for example, you get a hotel front desk job, guys. Those jobs are extremely flexible, extremely flexible. You can go to those jobs at 5 o'clock in the evening and finish working at 6, 7, 8, 9 o'clock at night. Do that from Monday to Friday, and that's it, your work week is done. And personally, I think that's manageable, right? Yeah, you can definitely do that. Or you can decide that, hey, I'm available for 10 hours on Saturday. You can work Saturdays for 10 hours and then flex the other 10 hours throughout the week. Probably do 2 hours Monday, 2 hours Tuesday, 2 hours, you know, work it out. The other job, guys, that a lot of my classmates had to do, guys, was like warehouse clerk jobs. So work at Walmart, work at Canadian Tire, work at Superstore, work at No Frills. Stores like those that always need warehouse persons that like to pack the shelf, to deal with customer service, to deal with cashier. Those are jobs there, guys, that is very flexible. You can also do those jobs on weekends, and most of those stores don't close until 10, 11 o'clock at night. So you can still go to school and definitely do those jobs in the evening or on weekends, right? And bearing in mind, guys, that we're talking about while school is in session, because when school is not in session, there's no classes and there's no limit as to the amount of work that you can do in terms of hours. So you can go work from 8 o'clock to 9 o'clock, you can do your thing, right? But while school is in session, the 20 hours is very easily met. So you can find a job that is flexible in and around your schedule. Don't take a job that is gonna affect your schooling, guys. And I repeat, not take no job that's gonna affect your schooling, because that gonna affect you. Your number one reason here as an international student, and by here I mean in Canada, is to study. And if you're failing your courses, it's gonna affect you, guys. If it is that you get kicked out of school for having such a low GPA, guys, it's gonna affect you. So remember, the reason why you came here is not necessarily to study, but is to become a permanent resident and a citizen. And studying is the first step in that. So you don't want to get kicked out at the first step, right? So even though it might be challenging to work and balance school, please do it, because it's temporary. Many of you guys watching this video is only gonna be going to school for 1 year anyway, which is 2 semesters. Others watching this videos might be going for 4 semesters. But in between those 4 semesters, you have a long summer break and you have a Christmas break where you can work full time. So pretty much you just have 4 semesters to work it out. And the most challenging part, guys, is gonna be your first semester. Finding that first job, finding that flexibility, finding that way of coping. And I'm telling you guys that it can be done. Choose wisely the kind of jobs that you get. First thing you want to do is to get your schedule organized. Get your schedule organized and make sure that you're doing a minimum of 3 courses in order to be full-time, right? You have to be doing at least 9 credits in order to be considered a full-time student, right? Other programs dictate that in order for you to become to be a full-time student, you have to be doing 15 credits, or some probably say 5 courses. Know the semantics of your individual studies, right? Do your research. Make sure so you not fall outside of the perimeter of your study guideline, right? And then after you do that, first you look a job that fits your schedule. Yeah, that's it, guys. I don't have nothing else to say. Of course, thank you guys for watching this video to the end. I promised you guys that it would have been a short video. Hopefully you guys find something from this video that you can use for help in a transition. That's our that's our number one prerogative. Our number one priority is to make sure that we help somebody, guide somebody, inspire and motivate somebody to not only want to study to Canada, but want to come to Canada and also want to come to this beautiful place called Grand Prairie, Alberta, which is way up in our bush. We need some Jamaicans just power the guys. Please consider Grand Prairie. Consider coming to one of these places. Thank you guys so much. Until the next video, Dems, peace out.